Hello everyone, it's Chad here, and we are bringing you some Napoleonic Wars. Battle Championship, Battle Cup. It starts with a C, and there's not many other C words we can use, but anyway. We are now live, and you can see here that we've got on the left side, under the Empire of the French, the 61st, the RFB, the 2E, the LC, little rhymes, and on the opposing side we have the NR4, the 77Y, oh god, and the 59th. So going to be interesting to see how things turn out between the two teams. So here you have, let's see, 61E, Sergeant Major Lecourbe, leading a fine line forward. At the back is Artillery LSR 56, and you've also got some additional horses from the DCL. Sorry, not the DLC. And also the 10PK in there as well. Making up the fine cavalry section of the French army. So, let's see what happens next, shall we? We wonder. Who are these fellas? More of the 61E. And also moving in. Doesn't he look fine in his braid? From the 2nd Fusiliers, David Fawcett. You can see all these guys having seizures, as is the norm for this game. And you can hear the horses in the background. And the cannons with their standard report. Oh, Colonel of the 59th. Dear oh dear. Who's this fellow? The Torek of the 8th Artillery. Who's the engineer? Scorpion also of the 8th. And there's LeBlanc. And there is Americath. Amekareth. Also of the 84th. So, the cavalry, as you can see, wandering around, doing its thing. As he pauses to cough, let's have a look and see what's going on. Now here we are with the 59th, all sitting, waiting, ready for the off. As Guard Night Fury shoots the ground. And there is Kincaid of the 59th, leading the boys out. Any second, they're checking. You can see, out comes the spyglass, looking around, sniffing out for an enemy. We'll have to wait and see how it turns out. So, oh my goodness, what a name. Namstel Magnifique? We'll just call him Nams. It is, there's Darkfist, Raptorius, Berserk, Toro. There's Ammonier, or JLB 28. And they're all viving for France at the moment. Always good to see. So you can see these, oh god. Yeah, there's something, Mountain Blade players, just completely ridiculous. So, these fine fellas of the 2nd E Fusiliers. The headbangers of choice. Their commanding officer appears, yep, he's up there. Fine sideboards, checking out the area. Let's have a look around. The 59th. Led by Kincaid. Supported by Horse. And the Black Watch.
Come on, you bastards!
The 77Y, who is the leader of this detachment? It's Captain Gaz, the Scots himself, leading fine, brave Scottish men into battle.
Come on, you bastards!
So, the Scotsmen leading the Scots for once. Always good to see. Now, they're going to be looking for an opportunity to maybe sneak round the side of the artillery. It's going to be a difficult push for them. Let's see. So here you've got some additional forces of the French army. The 2E. There's Toro. Now who's this? Mathis, currently AFK. Now the good thing is they're being supported by the cavalry, which is going to help them out for a line. Whoa! They've just lost a cadet and a colonel. Oh dear. Orifice aiming sadly for poor old Fawcett. Fawcett is well and truly leaking now. And now you can see the cavalry circling around, the lights getting involved. Here you can see the 2E lights. Supported by this additional line from the 61st. And going sneaky around the side. Oh, about face. And about face by the 2E. As there is the hunter taken down by a fine cannonball shot from LeBlanc. Look at this. An attack onto the members of the 59th. Kincaid in the centre. Look at this. They're protecting the officer. Trying to protect him. Trying to provide as spiky and outside as possible. And the lad's doing a good job so far. Oh, they're still losing people as they go flying past. Look at this. And now they're trying to break out. Do some damage to the enemy. Back off maybe a little bit. See if they can do anything about it. And they seem to have taken down numbers. Oh, that's bad news. That's very bad news. Yeah, he didn't stand a chance there. Oh, and some horse crashes are going to cause problems. As now the English cavalry comes in to support. Oh, Hussar taken down, or Cuirassier. Or Cuirassier. Taken down, and look at this. The line continuing to fire back with Kincaid and the boys doing the damage. And there's Felix from the NR4 recently unhorsed. And look at this, they're doing real damage on those horses. Oh, fine kill. As he gets barged to the floor as well. Oh, poor old Angel, another block. Oh, another block, and lovely, look at that. Nice kill into the 2nd E by Silver Lion. Oh dear, commentator's curse once again. Let's see if we can find Silver Lion in the 77Y artillery derp. So here they are. So there's Caculus. There's White Knight. There's Midgarder and Huntard. You can see them working together. And there he is, the man himself, the catcher of cannonballs. Mr. Angle. Currently now the firer and supporter of cannonballs. And who was that who was standing behind him? That was White Knight, he was standing behind him. I guess he figured if a cannonball was coming for him, he might as well go through Angle first. But, you know, we'll see. Anyway. Defensive position has been built. And you've got Matty C98 defending the artillery position. He's got to be careful. You can see taking pot shots back at the enemy. Supported by recently unhorsed cavalryman Felix and his friend from the NR4.
God save the king!
Now moving out with the line is the 59th. Away from the artillery. Let's have a look at the numbers. 35 versus 32. So it's really equal right now between the two teams. And as you see them moving out, you can see here detachment of French moving to intercept the 2nd E. Indeed. Pierre Thiele Fiale. Oh no, Toro. Intercepted by a cannonball. Nice shot coming in from the surgeon. Supposed to do no harm, but not today. Now, this appears to be, yep, detachment of the 77Y. The Scots.
Come here and get flesh.
And they're loading up, ready for a volley as soon as they come over the hill. Getting ready, standing by. Looking for the opportunity. But they're moving out, look at this. Now they're taking fire. Deathstroke literally just had a deathstroke. And here we go. 77Y Black Box detachment, line up. And shoot at the enemy, who is now melted into the background. And here's Pretty Boy. QSR vet of the 2E, or the 12E I should say. Now, the good thing for this, guys, is they've got the support of the 61st, but they're being pushed back by a determined push from those fine Scotsmen. And you can see there's Gaz. Checking through his spyglass to find out, to make sure he doesn't get flanked. Doesn't really want to get flanked by the French on the left side. Or by motorbikes. So, let's see what they have planned, shall we? Yeah. Oh no! Another kill by the artillery. Doing pretty good so far. And now it's quiet. Cannonballs over the top of them like that. That was scary. So,
come here and get flesh. Company, advance.
Oh dear. Anyway, let's have a look around, shall we? There's Silver Lion, Cannoneer, working together with White Knight, Midgarder, Huntard, and... oh, that's always dangerous to stand there, Angle. It's literally like he's trying to attract the cannonballs. It's always dangerous. And he's holding the cannonball as well. And there we go. That's one way to get a free spyglass. Goodbye, Midgar. Poor Midgarder. And there we go, it's all charge time. So I never thought I'd see the day, ladies and gentlemen. Angle has made it to the end of a round. That's fantastic, and it's great to see him back as well. We missed Angle, as did all the cannonballs. Anyway. We paused to cough our lungs up, because that's what cool people do. No, I'm kidding, really. Ah, Silver Lion. Currently with 6-0. Oh dear. And here the mass murdering is continuing. Let's have a look at the numbers. 28 versus 14. So the French have it all to do. Pierre Thiele with that long cavalry sabre. Oh, fine slice, sir. I don't think he's using a cavalry sabre. That looks like an officer's sword. We'll have to wait and see. He's currently running away and being sliced under the breastplate. Killed by a grenadier with the 59th. Gelger with a fine kill, and then Gelger gets horribly murdered. Poor Gelger. Look at this. Brutality occurring. Oh dear. One. Oh no. Chill. Fighting the entire British army. And being murdered by Kincaid. by round Plur, we shall be right back with the next round. Well, we return with the next round. What is going on? Fine cavalry occurrences here. That's the cavalry sabre these guys. It's actually quite a nice one. Plenty of long reach, as you can see. And the guy's getting set up. Rosarion. Out comes the spyglass for the cavalry. Look at that. Fine helmet and breastplate. Isn't that glorious? Moving nearby them is David Fawcett of the 2nd, supported by Napoleon Valois. And there's Captain Napoleonic, who came in to pick up the Johnson's baby bud. And who's this doing engineering? It's Scorpion 972. Building the ramparts to protect the cannons. While firing off a shot is General Sumner of the RFB. Oh! Angle with a fine kill. Killed Scorpion. Killed the engineer. Look at that. And the horse that was standing behind him. So a good kill there from Angle. Maybe situation's changing for Angle, and he's become the firer of cannonballs as opposed to the catcher of them. Can only be a good thing. So you can now see that the Tauric has picked up the engineer's equipment and is building the ramparts that are important to save the cannon. Oh, that was so close. The Tauric literally dodging that cannonball by a matter of inches. And there he is, the man himself. The man of the hour. Bit of loading. Out comes the Johnson's baby bud. Ramming it home. And the aiming can begin. A little bit higher, a little bit to the left, a bit to the right. And a fine shot, away it goes. Fortune 0 doing some engineering work, always good to see. And a very basic defensive position. So let's go and have a look around. Here's Magpie Angel from the NR4. The horse waiting for the inevitable off given by their commanding officer Panda Kun. And supported by RTM Felix. So, here is the 59th. Here's Colonel Crichton of the 59th. And there's Gaz and his Scots detachment. Waiting.
Come on, you bastard! Hold this position!
Captain Wookie of the 59th, doesn't he look handsome in his green? And also now you've got the 59th. Lieutenant Pierre Bezukov. Oh, water polo hit. And an about face as they decide to move back in an opposite direction. Oh dear. Hal appears to have been left to his own devices. Let's go and have a look around. Napoleon Valois. Cadet Glooby. There's Mathis, Valco, Quenu, Foxtrot, Phantom Lord, Rostov, Tuvon, Spartan, Lebert Chill, and Lieutenant Foster at the end. Supported by the cuirassiers. Cuirassier and cuirassier. Anyway. Let's see if we can get an idea of what they're going to do. Let's have a look at the layout. So we're going up high. See if we get an idea of the movement. You can see the cavalry, the line over there on the left, line and lights, because they're spread out formation. They're being supported by cavalry at their rear, this line here. They're trying to move forward. The cavalry continues to circle, looking for an opportunity. But you notice their cavalry is on the move, whereas this cavalry here remains static for the time being, ready to jump into the fray as soon as anything occurs. You've got that artillery section over there, oh dear, firing at the enemy. And now the cavalry starts moving out. You can see this cavalry here making a charge towards the line. Is the line going to stand its ground? We'll have to wait and see. You've got another line here getting into a stand-up fight. The 77Y taking on the 61st. And it looks like that line has broken. They are supported by lights on their right flank. It may not be enough for them. And oh, look at that, the cavalry's just jumped. Oh, look at that, the 59th absolutely cut to pieces by the cavalry. Absolutely butchered. Look at them all. Poor lads. Did not stand a chance. And a fine cavalry ambush coming in from those guys. Now let's see, you can see the lights moving back slightly. Another line moving around to the right hand side. And the horse now starting to back off. So, another line having a stand-up fight over here. You can see them starting to move in a little bit closer. Trying to get a bit up close and personal for some good shots, some good kills. Trim down those numbers. And the cavalry is still getting involved as Angle takes down somebody with canister shot. So we'll have to wait and see how that's going. As we watch the Bear Chill get felled. And Liquid also being felled out there in the field. Look at this. The cavalry continue to circle around the defenders. That appears to be maybe the second. Now in come the 77Y Scottish detachment to support. Trying to provide a little bit of anti-horse manoeuvres. There's Sir Tolka from DCL. And now you can see them offering a little bit more of a defense. And now the British cavalry comes circling around at long distance to see if there's anything they can do. Now it's very possible that these guys are making a circle round and going for the French artillery. Oh, a fine kill by Silverline. Yeah, that's the way it looks. Charging into the artillery section. While they're not being supported, down goes a member of the RFB. And the French artillery has been neutralised. Bizarre, the boy is back. Oh, look at that. He took the baton. To make sure it can't be used. And he's lost his baton. Face down in the drink. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. It's the end of that round. Okay, so after a slight pause, there has been a side swap. So, everyone's being healed. And they're moving out. Oh dear. And we got a team kill already. Let's see. So you can see now, as the lines move out, you got the artillery up here, getting set up. As you can see here, the Royal Artillery, Turek, the man with the Johnson's baby bud is Summoner, the engineer of choice is Scorpion 972. There's Pretty Boy, QSR vet. And here is the fine fellows of the 77Y, led by Captain Gaz. There's Bombardier Spooky, Gentleman's in there, Liquid, Clark, the Hunter, more the Hunter, Aiden, there's Gelger, and Henker's at the back, Lieutenant. So these guys moving out. Let's go high again, see what kind of movement we're getting from the point of view of the teams. Now this is something hopefully that in Bannerlord, if it ever gets released, we'll be able to lock camera positions, so jump to various camera positions. Oh dear. Not going well for the 8th Artillery. They just killed their engineer. So you can see here they were the two artillery sections have been firing quite substantially at each other. You can see the puffs of smoke there. And we've got lines that are moving, weaving all over the place. We haven't seen our friend Two-Dimensional Bird recently. Never mind. So we're looking directly down on the battlefield. You can see the cavalry flattening and moving, starting to form a little bit more of a wedge. But look at the cavalry indentation, oh sorry, the artillery indentations over here. As these two boys, these two sections are firing at each other with gusto. And now you can see, or here I should say, the lines getting involved. Here we go, we move over to here. See, that's the only thing, is if we could speed up the camera, that would be nice. So here you can see the lines getting involved over here on the left flank of the artillery. Trying to push the point as much as they can. See if they can do any amount of damage. There's a nice kill coming in there from the 8th Artillery into the 59th. You can see this line slowly. You got one line pulling back, one line over on the right flank, applying a little bit of extra firepower. They're going to come under fire from the defenders of the artillery section and the lights that are up ahead. Have to wait and see how that turns out. But they do have the support of the cavalry. There's these fine fellows from the 2nd Fusiliers, Le Berchil. And here are the 61st in Black Watch form, supported by cavalry. So at the moment they're doing a good job of keeping people away from the artillery. Now the line getting a little bit more aggressive, pushing up a bit further to try and get into more range. Oh dear. And there we go. You can see one line pulling back. One line moving position. Maybe moving in to support them. Deciding to pull back as well, not try to push the advantage. Because they could basically push out there, find themselves surrounded and dead very quickly. And you can see the cannonballs continuing to rattle up, taking down the ramparts that could damage the cannons and prevent them from firing. So the engineer has to be quick. Oh dear. The engineer has to be quick to rebuild those cannons. You can hear the cannonballs whistling over the top of the heads of the artillery section. Big puffs of smoke in the far distance from the hill. And now you've got a line moving out on the right hand side that's going to attract the attention of the artillery. And they've got to be careful about bunching up. But here they are. And they've got to be trying to be low, below the level of the hill, so the artillery section cannot see them. Maybe the artillery will keep their focus is on the other artillery section. But they do have a lot of distance to undergo in order to get to anywhere close to the enemy artillery, who are now in the centre of the screen. So here is David Fawcett of the 2nd. Let's look around. Here is Guard Nelson of the... Oh, sorry, Necron I should say, not Nelson. And these guys are moving out now. What's going on over here? Oh, whoops-a-daisy. Little bit of a team kill. And here's the 77Y. Moving in. Now being supported by the 59th. And now pulling back slightly, just to avoid themselves all getting taken out. Now, let's see. So there's General Summoner loading the cannon. And they've got another cannon pointing in the opposite direction with Armour F06. And the cavalry having cannonballs bounce past them. Look at this. You can see they've lost a couple of people. Pierre Thalay and Thorby getting the boys ready. Look at that long cavalry sabre. And now the Dragoons move out, supported by a line. Oh dear. And the 70s NY, they just lost their officer. Gaz is no more. Might be stuck under that horse, difficult to say. But the point is they've shut down the enemy artillery with a combined attack. And now they're trying to repel boarders against the circling horse. Huzzah indeed. And they're trying to provide as spiky an outside as possible. Cadet Foxtrot of the 2nd. Looking for that opportunity. There is Azuddin. Or Azuddin, sorry. Of the 2nd. Oh, more cavalry. Veteran pretty boy. Oh, look at this. Going in for the swing, but they don't have the distance. Trying to get close to him. Can he make it? Oh, over the top. Over the rocks. And now you can see them pulling back slightly. And then regrouping. And charging back in. Not many people left. Pierre Thalay. Oh, takes down one of the enemy with a fine sabre slice. Gets hit once by the sabre of his enemy and it hits his opponent as well. Continues to charge in. Oh dear. Down he goes. And then sliced across the back by his opponent. Very opportunistic, but exactly what you'd expect. Oh, fine shot into Panda Kun from Darkfee. Oh, that's brutal. Amithara 6 or Amirath. Amicare, yeah, Ami. Oh dear, down goes another. This is not good for him, for poor Ami. And so it proves to be, as the French have won the round. Well, here we are, next round. And you can hear engineering being done. The RFB, the 8th Artillery, or the 8th. Fine engineering stuff, the ramparts being placed. Just enjoying the engineering work that's being done, the aggressive engineering we love. Anyway, oh, look at this. Here is Thorvik. Let's see. So he's moving to catch up. And you can see now here, in a second, you can see them pivoting, waiting. Oh god, we just lost Thoric. Those cannonballs come grinding to a halt. Bouncing across the sand. Oh goodness me! We've lost liquid. Here is the 77Y. Have they really lost their entire artillery? No, the RFB has decided to peg it. Back to the supporting love of the 61st. And the reason for that is these boys from the 77Y got very aggressive and took out the artillery. Or pushed the artillery back. Trying to force them. Very aggressive play here by the 77Y. As to spectating, it is. And High Lord as well. So letting the less senior officers lead. Obviously not in the case of Captain Gaz. Wait and see what's going on here. There he is, David Fawcett. Defending himself from the attacks of a rabid Frenchman. What's going on over here? There's Aiden from the 77Y. Killing Valco. Fine kill by him. Now looking for another opportunity for a stab and a grab. Oh, that could have been unfortunate. Oh no, he's fallen. Spooky also being felled. Oh dear. Unfortunate place to stand. Right there. Oh! Another kill. Courtesy of the 59th. As look at this, this is brutal. The number of bodies around the artillery section. Private Morris. Much murdering has occurred. Bodies everywhere. Just brutal. Now what's going on over here? It doesn't look good. If it wasn't for Rice Ox of the 61st, finally cut down by the horse. In they come. Charging down the last members of the 8th Artillery. All barged to the floor. Stabbed by a nearby cavalryman. Gabriel minus horse. Then stabs him in the bottom. But currently is minus a horse. So.
On va leur percer le flanc.
Well, precisely. So 20 versus 3. Correction. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That's the end of that one. And we move on to the next. Or maybe not. There you go. That has actually been the end of that. So, wow. Well played, boys and girls. Always good to see a good bit of Napoleonic Wars. I hope you've enjoyed this. And we shall, of course, be back for more Napoleonic Wars soon. Take care, everyone. Have a pleasant day.